This is the People Before Politics show, broadcast every Sunday at 6 p.m. Hosts Damon K. Jones and AJ Woodson bring you the news that impacts our community. Join us for unfiltered, unapologetic coverage of the stories that matter most. Black Westchester Magazine presents the People Before Politics show, the news with the Black point of view.
Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaigns, we've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic. Black America first. Yeah, Black America first. Fix the house, fix the fam, let the blessings burst. Got a sweet tooth? Come to Cupcake Cutie Boutique in Mount Vernon, where every day is a reason to celebrate. Fresh homemade cupcakes baked with love. Stop by 8 South 6th Avenue and taste the cuteness today. Rep the movement. Get your official Black Westchester merch today. Hoodies, tees, and more at blackwestchestermerch.shop. Wear your voice, make a statement. Damon K. Jones exposes the lies and challenges the gatekeepers in Black politics in his powerful book, Emotional Politics and Logical Failure. Black America needs fewer emotions and more outcomes. Our communities deserve better. On sale now, get the book or audiobook on Amazon, From the Streets of Westchester to the Heart of Hip Hop. Discover A.J. Woodson's powerful collection. Black Westchester, the origin story. We got our own thing. Hip hop from the 9, 1, 4, and Black Westchester celebrate Black women of Westchester. Available now at blackwestchester.com and on Amazon. Get your copies today. Tolerance is for Cowards by Damon K. Jones. This book is not anti-police, it's pro-community. Discover how the extended policing strategy empowers you to demand real public safety, justice, and accountability from your local police department. Because the Black community deserves good policing. On sale now on Amazon and Audible. Discover Jesus and Divine Black Masculinity by Damon K. Jones. This a bold blueprint to restore faith, manhood, and purpose in Black America. Because the Black community needs good Black men. Available now on Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Big thank you for the Super Chat support. We appreciate your help in keeping the conversation and independent Black media strong. Black Westchester, it's the news with the Black point of view. It's Blacktastic.
Yeah. Yo! What's up? You are tuned in to Black Westchester presents the People Before Politics radio show, simulcasted live every Sunday, 6 to 8 on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and sometimes IG when they act right. You know what I'm saying? And anywhere else they will allow us to.
I'm trying to hook it up. We should be on there now. Yep.
Yeah, I see. It should be on your page. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm AJ Woodson. This is Damon K. Jones, and we have our lovely new co-host, Larnez Kinsey. Say what's up to the people.
Hi, Westchester. How y'all doing?
Oh,
Yes,
she
yes,
loud
yes.
and clear too.
Yes. Before we get started, Damon, I got to get something off my chest. I gotta say.
Yeah.
So the person is going to remain nameless. So somebody submitted editorial. And in the editorial, they was making accusations about certain people and stuff. And I was like, yo, give me where you get this information from. You know, like when we talk about people, we got receipts. You know what I'm saying? We show,
Absolutely.
We don't just make statements. And then he went into this whole thing about how we kowtow to other people, and we don't do this. I'm like, dude, you don't know our history. Like, dude, you don't know what we do. And then he was going back and forth for a while. So I left it alone. I had put one or two of his previous editorials up because he made his point in those. So I was just like, yo, he pissed me off. So I deleted him off the website. So today he thought he was going to get me back and tell Damon like Damon was my daddy. So in one of Damon's articles, he left this big ass comment telling on me about, yo, your partner Woodson.
Really? I ain't even check it today, man.
No. But I'm telling you, just in case you listening, fool, I approve the comments. So that ain't going nowhere. So we have the say so and the discretion on what we put and don't put on the website. Just because you send and submit an editorial, all editorials, op-eds, and letters to the editor are not going to make it on the site.
Especially if we fact check it and it's not.
Right.
And it's not.
And then he said some comments about, like, say he said some comments about Denzel Washington. And I'm like, yo, not that I don't, anybody could get it. Anybody, I don't care who they are, but, to attack somebody like Denzel, who's beloved in our neighborhood, is from Mount Vernon, you got to bring it. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some facts. Like, so as facts, he sent me a video of Charles Barkley talking about black people. It don't mention Denzel Washington. So how is that proof? And then, Damon, I said, yo, what is your source? He sent me his editorial on the Yonkers Times as his source of where he got the information from. You can't be your own source, bro. That's what I'm like, yo. So he sent me other links, and they might have. I stopped looking at any more links. I was like, dude, I'm not. And then he went into this whole thing, how we ain't black enough, and we don't do. Man, dude, you done. I'm like, yo, continue writing. He said, at least I go write for Dan Murphy. I know what they stand for. I'm like, okay, then you need to go back there then, because we didn't never contact you to write on our site. So, yo, dude, if you're gonna come, I'm the editor. If I'm telling you you need to have something in it, then go back and put that in there. Give me the proof, because if you slander somebody and you call somebody out their name or something, they're not calling you, they calling us. So you know what I'm saying? Right. I gotta, at least if you backed up what you said, then you know what I'm saying? Even if I don't agree with you, I'd have rocked it. You got your name on it. You know what I'm saying? That's written by you. But dude, you didn't even make your case. So I just wanted to put that out there. Dude, you done, like, as far as I'm concerned. Like, yo. And the only reason I'm bringing it up is because he left a comment to one of your stories talking to you, telling on me. Like, yo, like, dude, like, I saw that. Hey, Damon didn't even see the comment. I approved all the comments and deleted yours. So how about that? So anyway, I'm done. I just had to get that off my chest real quick.
Case closed. Emotional damage. Emotional damage.
Yeah. So.
Damn.
It's over. It's all she wrote. It's all she wrote. Big shout out to everybody that's coming on. And we got to welcome our sister, Larnez. This is her maiden voyage on Black Westchester Magazine, People Before Politics show. And we're going to have a great time, man. We're going to have a great time, and we're just going to talk about issues. We're going to do what we do best, is trying to inform the people. And later on, I'm assuming, I sent him the link. He called me, said he wanted to come on. Our resident legal counsel, well, he saw it. He ain't say anything. Our resident legal counsel, Jonathan Newton, will be coming on. He called me, and he was very upset. He said he's not going to do the show this time in his house. He's going to go to his office. He's going to go to, exactly. He's going to go to his office, and he got a microphone, and he's coming on because he's very pissed off of how the shutdown went when he saw these elected officials in DC eating lovely, enjoying life, while people didn't know where their next check was coming and how they was going to pay their bills. And I totally agree with that. And we'll have the conversation later. But I just want to start off as we always start off, the scent of the day, ladies and gentlemen. The scent of the day is Latafa Nasheed. I got this thing up. I can't even see if y'all see it. Oh, there you go. Latafa Nasheed. This is it, y'all. Now, this is a very nice cologne. They say it's unisex. It's close to, if people know Nishani Ani, that's a nice. I'm not going to say it's a niche perfume or cologne or unisex. It says it's unisex. I like it. It lasts long. You get about 8 hours out of this stuff. I could spray it on tonight and wake up in the morning and still smell it. So it's long lasting. And let me get to the notes here. You got top note is goatic wood. Middle note is nutmeg. Base notes are frankincense, cashmeran, and sandalwood. This is very good. I'm telling. Listen, we know everybody talking about affordability. Here you go. $19 on Amazon. $19 on Amazon, and it's not. It doesn't have no metallic smell. Some of them cheap ones have. You spray it and it smells like metal. Then it gets into the scent. But this is a good one. There's one that's a little bit better with the same scent profile. I can't remember. Look, it's one look like got a bullet in it, right? But it's a good one. I don't feel like opening up my crazy closet back here to show everybody. But this is definitely good. It's called Spectre Ghost. There's another one with the same profile. It's Spectre Ghost, but they both play off in the Shani Ani. That Shani Ani is like $150. It's $150. That's not bad. That's not bad for a cologne, $150. But this is $20. This is $20.
Damon, I'm about to give them a shortcut, because you could take that name of that scent and you go down into the city. I think it's called Exotic Oils, and you tell them to give you a $5 bottle of that oil.
Absolutely.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. But
Because I
ladies,
use that scent for my house. I use that as burning oil for my house. So I
there you
don't
go.
call it the name you call it. I got a little New York jargon. So that's Latifah. So when I go in there and I say, you got that Latifah, they know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. But sisters, portability, the man gonna want something underneath the tree. You're gonna want something underneath the tree if that's what y'all doing. If that's what y'all doing. So every Sunday, I'm hitting y'all off. What, 2 weeks ago, AJ? I hit AJ off. He went and got his, and all the ladies were sniffing them and smelling. Just, ooh, you smell so good. Ooh, you smell good, AJ. You smell good. Yep. And he got it. But y'all can definitely get it on Amazon. It's $20. We here to just give y'all some sense.
And we got a testimonial on the last show. I said I was wearing one of the other ones, and one of them was like, yeah, Damon, he was smelling good. Then you got a little testimonial from somebody that was at the event. So I was like, so don't take my word for it. You got a testimonial already.
Yeah, I was gonna. The one I wore, the one I had on, Latafa King. I had Latafa King, but I think I put it in. I don't know what I did with it. So I got to find it, and then I'll do a review. Maybe next Sunday I got to find it, But this is what we do. But we're going to jump into the first thing we're going to talk about. Hold on. Did you get the information, Larnez, on the event?
Oh, shoot. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up.
All right. While she's
okay, I got it.
You got it. All right.
Yeah.
So she's gonna kick it off. We she's part of the NAACP in Yonkers. We all part of organizations that do work for the community. We just don't come on every Sunday and run our mouths. We actually do work in the community. So hey, good evening, Keisha. Good evening. So
hey, Keisha.
Hi, Keisha.
Excited about the show. Oh, thank you. That's one of your friends, Larnez?
That's the president of Yonkers NAACP.
She's the president of Yonkers NAACP now.
Oh, hey, what's up, sis? Okay, tell Karen Edmondson that Damon K. Jones says what's up, and it's all her fault. While I'm the most hated man in Westchester County, it's all Karen's fault. She started me on my run. I probably did anyway, but she just helped me along. But so what's up, Keisha? Thank you for watching the show. I sure tell her. Absolutely. All right, you got the event coming up, right? So
yes, I could start. We have a housing forum coming up on November 20th at the BZAC Center at 6:30 p.m. This tenant forum will focus on the habitability concerns, organizing tenant associations, filing complaints with landlords, property management, and the City of Yonkers Department of Housing and Building, contacting others and other appropriate agencies when you need help. Any resource that you need where you're struggling, there's organizations that are out here willing to help, having funds to help, to support you in every space that you're on, that you're having trouble with housing. So come to the housing forum. If you don't come and speak to us, we don't know how to help you. We can't help you. So again, November 20th at the BZAC Center, 6:30 p.m. It's also on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I should say that link here. I'm gonna share the link here. Can they see?
Yeah, definitely share. You could
or should I share the flyer? Which one?
I don't know if you can share the flyer. You can share the link in the comments and on the right hand side when it says all. You just
okay. I'm gonna share it.
Yeah, so people can look at the link. So I think it's very important for tenants to come together, because I hear a lot of complaints and people don't know where to go. They don't know where to go, and sometimes elected officials don't tell them. And then when they do call elected officials, going one ear out another. Not knocking no elected official, but I'm just saying, I don't want nobody to take it personally. Yeah, well, if you could share the flyer in the comments, do it. I'm not Facebook. You can, I think. But I don't know.
I'm gonna pull up.
I don't know if you can do it.
You're gonna pull it up?
I'm gonna pull up the link because Black Westchester. It's already on Black Westchester, so y'all can just go to Black Westchester and see the whole thing. Here's the link. It should be on the front page of Black Westchester. You'll see. No, it's the Know Your Rights forum, right? That's Larnez?
Yes.
It's the Know Your Rights, yeah.
Yes.
So if you go to blackwestchester.com, you'll see it right on the front page. But that's the link. The Know Your Rights Tenant Forum to be held by the NAACP Yonkers Housing Committee. So, and I'll share it on Facebook too, so you can see it on Facebook.
What's going on here? Somebody just sent me some stuff. I gotta look at this later. Oh.
what you doing?
Gotta check that out later, man. I might be an extra publisher's desk on Hakeem Jeffries. I gotta get my sources right. Anyway, so I don't know if people have been watching. Everybody's talking about affordability. And the White House is putting out some very, very interesting policies. Whether it passed or not, still has to pass the House, right? So it's two things happening. 50-year mortgages and 15-year car notes. Now they haven't gave all the details, but they've been talking more about the 50-year mortgage, because the average home buyer, first-time home buyer, has risen from 30 years old to 40 years old. So people are getting older, and part of that is affordability, right? You know, and because houses is crazy. It's very hard for young people to buy a house, especially in Westchester County, because if you want something really decent, you're talking $750 and better, right? If you want, that's why I live an hour and a half north, because I wasn't paying $750. I'd rather get a brand new house. 7 years ago, I paid $328 for my house, brand new. They had to dig in the dirt, put the basement in, everything was brand new, because I know Miss Jones wasn't having nothing else, that somebody sat there behind on the different toilets and stuff like that. I know my wife, right? And if you know my wife, you know it wasn't happening that way. So what's up now? So I had to, so we came up here, and you know, it was a great move, but it was more affordable. Yes, you have to drive, but at the end of the day, you're not stuck with a $4,000 or $5,000 monthly mortgage, because you know it's just insane. So they're pushing this 50-year mortgage, and I want to just play something from one of the financial advisors from the White House on why he feels that 50-year mortgage, and then we're going to talk about that. Some people say it's bad, some people say it's good, but you can actually beat the system if you're disciplined. So let's check it out, y'all.
That under President Biden, mortgage rates went up by about 4 percentage points, and that about doubled the typical monthly mortgage payment. And because of that, we've seen like a real sharp reduction in first-time home buyers especially, and also a reduction in people's willingness to move. And it's something that we take very seriously as a policy challenge, and extending the length of mortgages can reduce monthly payments by hundreds of dollars, and it's something we're taking very seriously.
Wouldn't that be something that is being studied as an imminent change? Would you need Congress?
It would,
or is it more deliberative at this point, I guess?
There's a lot of legal analysis, but if it requires legislation, then it wouldn't be imminent.
Wouldn't that be the same as essentially renting, and how would homeowners build equity?
No, it wouldn't, because you would basically build equity, first of all, a little slower, because it's 50 years instead of 30 years or 15 years. 15-year fixed is often a great way to build early equity. But don't forget that you get the equity if the price goes up, and on average prices have tended to increase. And so I don't think that the absence of equity is a serious concern about this. And the bottom line is that we need to, the average age of a first-time home buyer has gone up by about 10 years in just a few years, and it's something that we're very serious.
What do y'all think?
So he's saying a 50-year mortgage instead of a 30-year mortgage?
Yeah.
So first of all, it's going to make people spend about $16 million for a property that's like $600,000, and that's just in interest.
Yeah,
extra.
Yeah,
I'm talking about extra. I'm not talking about the full price of the house.
You know, absolutely. I mean, there's pros and cons. That was my point. You know, there's pros and cons in it. Yes, you're going to pay more, but we could get a lower down payment, right? You have a lower monthly payment, which may be about $500 a month. But you could beat the system. You just got to be disciplined. So this is my opinion, right? I ain't no financial advisor. This is just my opinion from someone who hustles. I'll take the 50-year mortgage and pay it as a 30-year mortgage. Now you beat the system.
Mm-hmm. But how many people gonna do that?
Not many.
I'm just saying. How many? Because this sounds like a repeat. This sounds like they want to get people into these houses so they could default on the loans, and we can repeat history.
Well, I mean, you can never default on a loan if you just pay minimum payment, right? Right. So it's not a balloon mortgage, right? It's not going to, I hope not, right? So that's what happened to a lot of people in the housing crash. They was getting these banks were putting them in balloon mortgage. So you were paying like $2,000 for the first 3 years. Then the next time your joint was $9,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? So listen, how are we going to get young people can't afford to get homes. And I think part of it is also a supply and demand. There's not a lot of homes because corporations like BlackRock, these big corporations, especially down in Atlanta, they're buying up all the homes. I don't even know what they're doing with them. They're just buying all these homes up. So the market is smaller. So they're raising the prices. I mean, in New York, forget about it, man. Soon people gonna have to live close to Niagara Falls to get something that's literally affordable. Some of my coworkers was living further than me. They were living further than me and driving to work just to have something. The American dream is owning the house, right? But I've been here 8 years. I watched the value of my property go up. Just in that, because more people is moving up north for the affordability. And my complex, I think, is only like 4 white families that live in. I think they moved too. I think they got.
Well, I work in a city, and a lot of the people that I work with that make fairly decent salaries are renters. And
I know
they don't want to talk about no house because they don't have the time to handle the maintenance, so they believe.
Right.
So it's also a mindset thing too. There's a lot of people that are in my facility that still live in the PJs, and we make 7 figures. Just saying. I'm just saying.
I can't do that. I can't do it. I tried. I lived on Manhattan Avenue for a minute, and it was funny because they were going up on the rent right in Greenburgh, Manhattan Avenue. They were going up on the rent, and everybody was in an uproar. I'm like, man, I'm beating the system. I ain't trying to complain. So they got a lawyer, and they wanted to figure out to use a lawyer. Yo, what the lawyer said was crazy. He came in, he said, listen, I seen the kind of cars y'all got in this parking lot. Y'all got cars better than me. Y'all can't argue up going up on the rent. And I was like, have a good night. I'm going upstairs.
We got a bunch of Mercedes and BMWs and high-end cars in the project.
Exactly. $100,000 cars in the parking lot of the projects. And the lawyer said, I don't know how y'all going to argue that. Y'all got better cars than me. So it is what it is.
It says Sullivan County is a growing area in the county. It's just past you at Monticello, Liberty, Fallsburg. Yep. I know Sullivan County well. I used to have a couple of girls in Sullivan County Community College up there. I used to be up there a lot. So that's
yeah.
I know a lot of people. Liberty, I know all those areas that you're talking about. Monticello, I know all those areas up there.
Yeah, listen.
Stephanie said her rent is higher than her sister's mortgage in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rents.
Yeah, that's why everybody going to Florida.
And now I said the same thing. The rents are mortgages upstate. What you paying for rent, you can pay for a mortgage upstate.
I've been telling Nas for the last 5 years to come up here and get a house. Stop messing around. Stop messing around. Get one of these. I mean, HOAs that they have their pros and their cons, but I ain't shoveling no snow.
Yeah, she said her building sound like that Melly Mel record. Broken glass everywhere.
I don't shovel no snow. I don't mow no yard. That's what I pay the HOA for.
Yeah.
That's what I pay the HOA for. They come and you be hearing them out there. You just got to move your car. They plow out your driveway and everything. Just get back in the bed in the wintertime. I mean, that's what it is. Even like you were saying, Larnez, the people that said they don't want to do maintenance, like they could have an HOA. They ain't got to do nothing.
That's true.
There are many conversations. that combine affordability and ownership.
Yeah. Well, especially in New York, I mean, the prices of homes in New York, they're insane. They're literally insane. You know, and we looked around. Really? I ain't got no kids, but that's good to know. At least my tax dollars is going to work. Kids are getting an education. You know,
my parents realized that too when I was 7, because I'm born out here in Mount Vernon. But when I was 7, my parents moved me, and they went and got a house in Central Islip, Long Island. There was a lot of people moving out. That area was just starting to grow. You know what I'm saying? And you was able to live pretty comfortably out there. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what you were paying down here, and because they were growing that area at the time. So I definitely benefited from that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't never get out of the hood. You know what I'm saying? So I had that experience, and it made me see things a little differently. I'm not one of the people that spent all 59 of my years in Mount Vernon and never left the city. You know what I'm saying? And so we have a lot of people that just don't leave their city, or don't leave their block, or don't leave their area.
Right. I was lucky. See, I went to Woodlands High School when it was Hartsdale School District, and it was basically a white high school. You know, but black folks started moving more, and they changed it from Hartsdale Central 7 to Greenburgh. The white folks, it was white flight. They got up out of there and be like, yo, pew, we're gone. But you know, so I didn't really. School system was decent, you know. But now it's a black community, and they messed it up, you know. But that was more policy, you know, getting rid of the black homes, and that's a whole nother story we could get into another day. But you know, we need to have black neighborhoods, man, that we can afford. New York is the hardest thing. And I think that's the thing, you know, we be voting for these politicians, and it's not a jab, but they need to have some type of solution, you know, for housing, you know, and I'm not talking, you know, I'm not talking Section 8. I'm not talking super duper low income. I'm talking about that the average working person that could come and buy a decent piece of property. That's the American dream. That's part of equity. That's part of generational wealth. You know, and we've been blocked out of that for a long time, and it's really hard to even do that, you know. Yeah, well, listen, everybody's running to Texas, and Texas is taking everybody. You know,
and Texas has a big black community, especially in law enforcement. Mm-hmm.
Exactly,
especially black women in law enforcement.
Oh yeah,
they definitely do.
I used to go down there. In my National Black Police Association days, I was everywhere, bro. Man, listen. Even had my wife when we was dating. Oh, I'm coming with you to Dallas. Okay. You know, but listen, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. San Antonio was crazy. That water walk, whatever they call it, in the Alamo.
Yeah, River Walk or something. Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah.
River Walk. Oh man, River Walk was crazy. The Alamo's like a little garage, man. I was like, this is like, what is this, man? Like, I'm not impressed. I think, yo, it was easy to shoot each other. It was a small spot. Everybody dead, you know, but San Antonio was beautiful. I had crazy fun in San Antonio. Dallas, crazy fun. Houston, crazy fun. Trying to get my wife to move to Houston, but she ain't want to do it. But I mean, it's beautiful black cities, man. Like, you know, they all have their ninja stuff, but overall, black people are living. I had a white lady tell me, why would you want to move down there? It's racist. And I said to her, black people down there are living better than they are in New York. And she looked shocked. How are you gonna look shocked?
Yo, when I first moved down to Atlanta, me and my wife we were renting a house, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, half an acre, a little more than half an acre of land, 2-car garage. We were paying $770 a month for rent. Like we were living. I mean, like you can't live like that here. Like because we just got there, so we weren't set up to buy nothing yet. So we were renting. That's what we were paying for rent, to rent a house, a whole house, to rent a whole house.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to move to Atlanta before I became a correctional officer. I used to work for Pitney Bowes, and they had opened up. Pitney Bowes was contracted to do their reprographics and all this other stuff, and I could have went down to Atlanta, and sometimes I kick myself in the butt for not going. I was young too, man. Please, I was 20 years old. I could have had a whole new life down in Atlanta, or threw my money away in them strip clubs. Either one was going to happen. Either one was going to happen.
You'd have lost your mind, because that's back in them days of Freaknik. So you'd have lost your mind.
Let me tell you something. And you can tell, and my cousin Armin would tell you. I went down to Atlanta. I had just got a retro check. Just got like $17,000 because we just settled a contract. I go down there from Thursday to Sunday. I spent $5,000. We was in Magic City.
This is like the 90s, right? This is the 90s.
This is the 90s. Now think about it. This is the 90s. This is like 94, 93, 94, right? $5,000 is a lot of money. And we barely slept. We barely slept. We hung out till it was time. Like, I never seen anything like you could go to a strip club for breakfast. Well, I'm in a strip club eating eggs and bacon. Like it was the most craziest thing. And I didn't go back. I didn't go back till 2 years ago. He was like, yo, man, you coming out? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not messing with Atlanta. I'm done, man. I didn't go back to like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, when I was grown and married, and he's married, so all that other stuff, you know. Then we hung out one night, and we just went to a club. We was upstairs. It was real decent. We came downstairs, and I was like, yo, bro, we got to get out of here, man. It was insane. I never seen anything like it.
What you know about Wheatley Heights in Long Island? Was you talking about Wheatley Heights in Long Island?
Wheatley Heights, Lakeview, you know. Yeah. Oh, let's go to the next story. Let's go. Hold on, let me get this out of here. Remove. No, I'm trying to.
Yo, Dr. Bob said, I gotta get one of those black Westchester shirts Damon is rocking. The joint looks hot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Black Westchester merch.shop, my brother. Black Westchester merch. It's diabolical.
yo, Keisha, real talk. So my man DJ Majestic, he is our tour DJ. When I was staying down there, he used to take me to the spot, and it's like lunchtime, I guess, was a slow time. They used to have these big, huge steaks and fries. You get it for $5. We used to go there just for the steak and the fries, like at lunchtime. Like it was just like big, thick, juicy steaks. So I was like, yo, it was $5 because they were trying to get people in for the slow hours. It was like only a certain amount of time. And I was like, yo, that's what we were going there for. We were going there to get steaks.
Well, when I started in corrections, we were going to Sin City. Every time there was a celebration for the chicken wing.
Really?
Well, that's what most of the women was going for. But the men, they was just sitting up in here. I'm going to meet y'all at Sin City. We going to get some chicken wings. Y'all coming?
Wow. Yeah,
R.I.P. Sin City.
And back then, all the record companies used to have the album release parties at the strip clubs, even up here. That's
yeah. Well, I'm glad that era is over. Kinda, it's over in my life. I know that. I don't want to see. I don't want to see a strip club. I give them my AARP card. Like, listen, if you can get money off that, you good. But other than that, beat it. All right, we
Bob said real quick. Can you share? Tell everybody where they can cop the shirt. Like, is there a link or something there?
Black Westchester merch.shop.
Is that the big ad that comes up on the front of the page on Black Westchester?
Yeah.
So Bob, as soon as you go to the website, there's a big ad that comes up on it. You just got to click on it.
Yeah, and you should be able to click on it and it goes straight to the website. You should be able. It was working before. It should be working now. But Black Westchester merch.shop. Let's go on to the next story.
To come close because this right here feels like a setup. Back in July, when we were at Riverfest, cookouts, day parties, and every cousin's birthday barbecue, the CDC quietly pulled back on food safety surveillance. Now it's November. The government is finally open. SNAP is flowing again. Everybody's preparing for Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving. And suddenly, the consequences are in our kitchen. Here's what the CDC did. They cut FoodNet, the system that tracks foodborne illnesses down to monitoring only 2 germs, Salmonella and E. coli. The other 6 major pathogens optional. Optional like don't put raisins in a potato salad. Optional like don't bring no store-bought macaroni to the cookout. Optional, it's reckless. And now here we are. 6 people are dead and 27 are sick from listeria and ready-to-eat pasta sold at Trader Joe's, Kroger, Walmart, and Sprouts. All traced back to Nate's Fine Foods, the supplier behind the pre-cooked pasta meals. And guess what? Listeria is one of the pathogens the CDC made optional to track. So the federal system wasn't even required to watch the germ that just killed people for eating pasta. And let me be crystal clear. Listeria is not like other bacteria. You can't out-fridge it. Listeria survives and grows in cold temperatures. That container sitting on the top shelf, it can be a ticking time bomb. And symptoms, they can hit the same day or 10 weeks later. So how do you trace an outbreak if the feds aren't even tracking the germ? Now, here's a twist New Yorkers need to know. New York State does legally require reporting on multiple foodborne pathogens, and Listeria is on our list. But reporting doesn't always mean actively monitoring. It means labs must report cases, but the depth of surveillance varies. Translation: New York is trying, but the CDC cut and kneecapped the whole system. And we already know how that goes. When oversight collapses, it lands on Black families first, our elders, our pregnant mothers, our immunocompromised folks. This is how contaminated food stays on shelves longer, how hospitals in Yonkers and White Plains see mystery spikes, how entire communities get blindsided while officials shrug.
That was the first report.
So, what do y'all think? We went down from monitoring 8 different pathogens to only 2. And now the state have to do it.
I'm disappointed in my dude, RFK, in allowing that. Did they ever say why?
Budget
that they the CDC, why they pulled away from
budget cuts.
Budget cuts.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So damn.
Remember they said they're gonna cut all the waste. They're gonna find all the little waste. I guess that was the waste.
Waste and abuse. Unless the so the budget. So the CDC. See, I'm still trying to figure out what they're doing. So the CDC. So they're just cutting back. So they're not doing as many tests as they should.
So prior, they used to monitor, report, and notify the community in masses, everyone, right? So now, after the budget cuts to the government, they're saying the states are now responsible for
They're
funding
going
this,
back
and it's
states,
again optional.
right.
So
it's
I
up to
feel like New York is trying,
Right.
but they, listeria. If you have been paying attention for the past year and a half, listeria been a popping bacteria out here killing people. So I don't even know how that's on the list to be removed when it's so active currently.
Yeah, they sending everything back to the states.
Well, we
States'
got to
rights.
protect ourselves. Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thermometers,
Absolutely.
right? Thermometers. People cooking turkey, chicken. You can't eyeball it. 165 degrees, I think, is fully cooked. Don't eyeball it. Can't do
No, listen. I mean, yeah, that's why I don't eat everywhere. I don't eat in everybody's restaurant. I don't eat everybody's cooking. I'm sorry if I just come to your house and have a salad. It's not. It's just. I'm not trying to be offensive, but it's just you just can't do it.
Well, I'm hoping you clean. Right, I'm hoping you clean the vegetables properly.
Right.
Well, that too. Well, that too. But the lesser of the evils, right? Get some salad and some salad dressing, and call it a day.
We need to start cooking more and stop eating those processed meals like the ones that she was talking about in that video. We need to get away from those processed meals and literally cook ourselves. Yeah, you got to spend more time and you got to put more effort into it. You can't just throw it in the microwave for 2 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. You got to actually cook. But it's way healthier because what they put in that processed stuff to make it last so it can have a shelf life, that's the stuff in there that's killing us.
Right. Absolutely. Listen, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I try to eat my food that expires in 3-4 days. Anything that's going to last 2-3 weeks, like a Twinkie. Like they make jokes about that, but they found Twinkies from 30-40 years ago still intact. And it was I was watching some show. It was the end of the world. They're out there, atomic bomb and all that. And the dude finds a Twinkie and he eats it. and it's a joke, but yes, we need more community gardens, and that those are things we need to discuss with our elected officials.
Absolutely, because 10701 is a food desert. Dry. It is dry.
10550 is too.
Yeah, 10550 is. That shit is Sahabi Desert.
I moved out of 50. I'm in 53. It's a little bit better over here. But 10550 is definitely.
But that's the conversation we have to talk about. And that's part of why Black people have higher chronic diseases, because a lot of times we can't get fresh fruits and vegetables, right? We can't get those good foods because they're not sold in our communities. Mm-hmm. I think Mount Vernon, what the biggest store left is what's that store?
Food Bazaar.
Yeah, that's it.
Stop and Shop left.
That's it.
And you got ShopRite. You got ShopRite in Pella Manor, but that's not too far where David Buster is.
But like at the end of the day, it's nothing that the people is nothing that the people to get to, that is. I mean, listen, I shot that food town. I lived right next to it. I went over to Food Bazaar. Was I impressed? With their fruits and vegetables? No, but I mean that's all that they had.
He makes a good point. You don't even have a supermarket no more in Fleetwood. That's supposed to be the good side of town. Like, there's not even a supermarket in Fleetwood now. Their supermarket they had there, that's closed.
No, but most of but here's the thing. Fleetwood today is not Fleetwood from 20 years ago. Fleetwood today is a commuter town. By the time them people get home, they're going upstairs to bed to get back down on the train and go back down to the Manhattan. They could care less what goes on in the city other than the usual people, and those people are dying off. And AJ, you could just see the activity in the political activity from when we started Black Westchester till today. Those people from Fleetwood, a lot of them are dying. And the young people are not, they really don't give a damn. So, Fleetwood is totally different, man. And it's unfortunate, it's unfortunate, but, and they still building buildings, getting those strippers and social media people in there in most of those buildings. And it is what it is. They just taking money. So they don't really care about what's going on in the city because they all work down in Manhattan. So listen, yeah, it is. Our local politicians shop at Food Bazaar and let Stop and Shop go for a flooring store. Oh, it's a flooring store now?
Yeah, decor, something that flooring decor or something like that. It's about to open. It's about to have an opening. I passed it the other day. They're supposed to do their grand opening. Floor and decor and something like that. Yeah.
Oh, I think I've been in. I think they have one.
Yeah, they have those. They have a lot of those. They have those in other areas.
Hey, Pat White, what's happening? My girl, what's happening?
She just had a powerful. She's doing a lot of good work. She just had a powerful Zoom I sat on the other day. She's always doing a lot of good work.
Yeah. Let me go. It's time for the next story. Let's see. Go to video file here. Oh, let's talk about some 007 stuff, man. Let's talk about some good stuff.
Dismiss the idea that governments or foreign intelligence networks could break into the average person's cell phone. That illusion collapsed once researchers confirmed what insiders had warned about for more than a decade. Israeli-built spyware, military-grade cyber weapons have been deployed in dozens of countries, including right here in the United States. These tools weren't designed for routine policing. They were created for warfare, and once they hit the global marketplace, the line between foreign intelligence, domestic surveillance, and political spying disappeared. The most infamous is Pegasus. Made by the Israeli firm NSO Group, Pegasus doesn't need you to click a link or open a message. It can enter your phone through a missed call or a software flaw you didn't know existed. Once inside, it can monitor your calls, read your texts, activate your camera and microphone, track your location, and access your files without ever revealing itself. And Pegasus is just one system. Predator and Kandiru, also tied to Israeli cyber engineers, infect devices through poison links, fake updates, and browser exploits. They embed so deeply into your phone or laptop that detection becomes nearly impossible. Together, these programs form a digital weapons ecosystem capable of stripping away privacy and exposing entire networks. These tools were marketed as anti-terror technology, but global investigations showed otherwise. Journalists, political opponents, civil rights activists, union leaders, and even heads of state ended up on targeting lists. In many cases, ordinary people were hacked simply because they communicated with someone of interest. This isn't theory. The Associated Press confirmed new spyware attacks. In 2025, WhatsApp and Meta won major lawsuits proving their platforms were hacked. Even the U.S. government blacklisted NSO Group for national security risks for Black communities. This raises urgent questions. Who is watching our activists, our journalists, our movements? History teaches us that dissenting Black voices have always been monitored. Now the tools are stronger, cheaper, and impossible to detect. Protecting yourself isn't paranoia, it's preparation. Because in this new age of digital weaponry, the question isn't whether someone wants access to your phone, it's whether they already have it.
Scary. Talk about privacy. Saw something. People like Bill Gates and them, they got they got tape over their camera, and they've been doing this for years, so you can't turn their camera on. So I do that when I'm not using my camera. I got something over it now. I've been doing that for the last 7-8 years now. Because they can turn your camera on your laptop or your computer and move it around your house, and they've been able to do that for years. Mm-hmm. So the stuff they can do now is just ridiculous.
Well, the data they collecting on us, right?
Exactly.
The data they collecting on us is crazy. It's like our phones is a diary, a GPS, a confession booth, and a protest sign all at once, right?
Exactly.
And guess what? Your phone is your snitch too, because now they know everything that you're doing everywhere you're going. You can't even go into Target and stop in front of a 70-inch TV and smile, because they have Bluetooth detectors that gauge your arousal from your eye pupil. Wow. You don't even know you're aroused. They do though.
Exactly. I remember I was at a National Black Police Association conference. This is when Nextels were out. That's how long ago. Everybody had a Nextel. So one of the dudes from the FBI, he was doing a demonstration. So he took the Nextel, took the battery out, threw the Nextel on the phone, took the Nextel on the meeting table where we was meeting at. And he said, y'all go ahead with the conversation. I'll be back. We still haven't, he came back in with everything we said, and the phone didn't even have the battery in it. It didn't even have the battery in it. And that's back then. That's almost 30 years ago. And now, listen, if they want you, they're going to get you.
Yeah, I had to turn some setting off. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
I had to turn some setting off on my phone the other day because I had went somewhere, and then my phone asked me if I wanted to review the 6 places that I had been through. Oh, such and such. Yo, I was like, yo, dude, my phone wanted, if I wanted to do a review for the restaurant and all that, I didn't put nothing that I was there. I was just there. And my phone and the Google thing came up and said, would you like to review the restaurant that you was at? And they had the restaurant. And then I went to a store that I went to. It had a thing for me to review on Google, all those places. I was like, yo, what the hell?
Well, advertisers put pins on addresses. So everybody that crossed the threshold, they get, an advertisement or a survey to their phone. All they got to do is pin the address. Yeah, it's called, matter of fact, Facebook has it. It's called pin address advertisements. You do it for a length of time. So if an event is happening at a specific time and you say there's 15,000 people there and they're part of your target audience, you can pin address an advertisement and say, okay, I know people are going to be here from 10 a.m. to 1. So let me cover the range from 9 a.m. to 2. You don't even need their number, their telephone number, nothing. They just have to cross the threshold.
Exactly. That's crazy. And we all have experience. I know everybody that's watching, everybody has experience. You talk about something, you open up your phone, and it's on your damn timeline.
Yep. It's your algorithm.
Let me tell you something. I've never had plantar fasciitis ever in my life. That crazy ass word never came out of my mouth till last year. I had it on both feet for a whole year. I was walking like a double Sanford and Son. And when I went to the doctor, now I'm dealing with pain for months. And that you make a doctor appointments like 6 months after you like, damn, I'm hurting now. I'm not going to no emergency room because I'm just not doing it. I get to the doctor. He diagnosed me with plantar fasciitis. Never heard the damn thing in my life. First time talking about it ever. Pick up the phone later today, and it's all these foot braces and everything on my timeline. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I ain't never talk about this thing. It's never been on my timeline ever. The doctor just told me this damn shit 2 hours ago. Now, oh, you can get this brace, that brace, this brace. I'm like, yo, Big Brother's watching. You know, if they want to watch you on the TV or listen to you on the TV, they're going to do it. You know, so sometimes it's just, well, it is what it is. You know, because you can't stop it. They got us all hooked on the cell phone, right? And pick up in the morning, people scrolling in the morning. Jesus Christ, you ain't even brush your teeth. You ain't even wash your face.
And Google and Siri and all of that, you could be having a regular conversation and they'll answer you. Like you ask the question, like, yo, I wonder what such and such, and your phone will answer you. Like your phone will answer the question. I wasn't even on my phone like that. Like probably gout. Yeah, I dealt with that. Yeah, doc. That's what.
I had a little gout in my right toe because I broke it years ago, and then they went in and pulled out whatever and called it a day.
I want to say with the gout, he said my doctor told me that drink cherry juice, and dark berries and dark juice, berry juice. I eat the berries.
He said the doctor gave me some wax sneaker.
So what?
The wax sneaker.
He said I had it a few months, solved it on my own. The book doctor gave me some wax.
So instead of buying the juice, I just get the berries itself because it's purer than buying the juice.
Oh my God! Hey, Keisha, I pray for you, sister. Just make sure you stretch. Make sure you stretch that foot a lot. You pull that foot up and get on your toes and stretch it too. It's something else. And you got and AI assistant at the doctor's app now. Really?
Yep. That's true.
Wow. It took me a whole year. That plantar fasciitis is crazy.
Well, just so y'all know, black molasses and some cloves in some hot water, drink it twice a day. It will help you with all of that.
Yeah.
Because when I had that issue when I first started in corrections, I had to go get pedicures like twice a week for me to walk until I figured out what was really going on.
Yeah.
And it was bad. Once your feet is messed up and you know you on your feet. I'm on my feet 16 hours.
Yeah.
If I didn't get a pedicure, I didn't go to work. I didn't go to work that week.
And Keisha, I recommend you get some hokas. Woo-wee. Get some hokas. That was the first thing I went and bought. Is some because I got it from being on the treadmill with some shoes that I shouldn't had on my feet, trying to be cute in the gym. I ain't gonna lie, trying to be cute, these little pretty ass shoes on, gym shoes on, and the only thing they did is mess my feet up. So I wear hokas. That's all I listen. I'm almost 60, so you gotta wear some hokas, man. But get some hokas.
Hokas on the come up. There's a lot of young people wearing hokas.
Listen, I don't care about them young folks. I'm just trying to get my feet right. That's all I'm worried about. Listen, I was about to get some sketches until later. I found out about hokas. I said, oh well, that's a little, at least if you walk out with some hokas, they be like,
yeah, I'm gonna get some hokas. You told me about that, but I got some really good sketches that I've been working with right now. But I want to get hokas.
Yeah. You gotta get some hokas. Yeah. New Balance.
Yeah, New Balance. I love New Balance.
New Balance is good. But when you put your foot in them hokas,
you
ain't gonna be thinking about no New Balance.
It's a cloud. It's a cloud.
Huh? What?
I said it's a cloud.
I'm telling you, my feet were so bad. Lord have mercy. I put my mouth like, thank you for my doctor. Thank you. I'm telling you. I mean, as we go to the next one, what we got next? We're gonna talk about what New York gonna do. What New York gonna do with taxing the rich?
Kathy Hochul has thrown New York into confusion with a pair of completely contradictory tax messages. First, her administration floated the idea of raising corporate taxes to help close a $34.3 billion deficit. The next day, her own budget director announced that raising taxes on the wealthy was the last thing on his mind. So two opposite signals, one governor and no clear policy direction. This chaos is the direct result of what many are calling the Mamdani effect. The political pressure created by Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani's aggressive far-left tax agenda. His movement wants Albany to dramatically increase taxes on corporations and high earners. And Hochul is trying to satisfy that faction without triggering even more out-migration and economic decline. The result is a governor caught between ideology and reality. But the truth no one in Albany wants to say is the truth every New Yorker already knows. New York is one of the most heavily taxed states in America. And tax hikes never land on the wealthy, the way politicians claim high earners don't stay and pay. They move their money, shift assets, or change residency entirely. They have accountants and legal strategies the middle class will never have access to. And because of the top 1% supply, nearly half of all income tax revenue in the state, even a small number leaving, blows a hole in the budget. When that happens, Albany doesn't cut spending. It raises the only taxes it can: fees, tolls, utility bills, property taxes, sales taxes, and payroll costs. Corporate tax hikes produce the same result. Companies don't absorb higher taxes. They pass them on through higher prices, fewer jobs, and higher rent. What politicians call taxing corporations becomes taxing consumers. And those consumers are everyday New Yorkers.
We pay, even if they say they pay. we end up paying. The middle class ends up paying regardless. I don't know. I'm just gonna let y'all. I don't know how they're gonna work this out with New York City and its grand ideas of taxing everybody, but it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. You're gonna have to. You can't have a bunch of free stuff because people got to work to do it. And how you gonna pay them? You gonna raise the taxes? We gonna end up like rich people gonna pay taxes. That was the biggest thing that came out. That's exactly what made Trump a superstar. Explaining how he don't pay taxes and none of his rich friends pay taxes. And the Clintons don't pay taxes, and none of them in Chappaqua, they don't pay taxes. All their money is in different type of shelters and different type of this and different type of that. And it falls on the middle class. So good luck. Good luck with this. And we're gonna sit back, get your popcorn, and see how this is going to work out.
So the whole rich people having all kinds of tax deductions and stuff like that, you got to change the law. Like you can't get mad if they taking advantage of the laws that are on the book, and they I mean,
well, that's what Trump said.
I mean, like everything else, you have to change the law. You have to change the law.
Yeah, that's what he said. But he said to Clinton, but you're not going to change the law because the rich people that fund your campaigns, benefit from the same law. So we could say whatever.
So do they. Right.
Huh?
I said,
right.
So do they. The Clintons, yeah.
Right. And that's what he said in the debate. That's what made him the anti-government man, because he said no. He said, I don't pay taxes because I'm smart, because I follow the law. And you're not going to change the law because the people that give you money benefit from the same laws.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But that's the truth. That's processes. If more of us were entrepreneurs, we could take advantage of them laws also. It's about
Well,
knowledge. It's about processing.
You done opened up another door. That's why black people got to go from being consumers to producers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think Mamdani is just turning on the lights, right? To see who's eating off the people's plate. Right. And once that's exposed, that's one of the politicians' fear. Right? Because now we can tell who's been eating off that plate in the dark. Now you got to be accountable.
Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if he could keep businesses.
Because ain't no such thing as free. Because if I don't pay for it, somebody's gonna pay for it. Whether it's time, whether it's money, whether it's merchandise, what else? Everything is paid for in certain in every space, even if it's free.
And here's the things that we have to look at is that in New York, the major finance companies are opening up in Dallas. They're not just doing offices, they're doing world headquarters. World headquarters in Dallas. And see, black people, we always behind. We always 10 years behind. By the time we catch up, rich white folks done moved on to something else. And we don't watch the signs, especially when we're talking about financial stuff. It's a great interview with Jamie Dimon, the head of Chase. People need to watch it. People need to watch it. And especially people in New York, because let's not act like they never had conversations on moving the stock exchange. They have many times.
I didn't know that.
They have. Even after 9/11, they have talked about moving the stock exchange. Now you got the major players are opening up in Dallas, world headquarters. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you got to look at the signs. You got to look at the signs. I did an article about Ken Jenkins, comparing Ken Jenkins' style of politics to Mamdani's. And I told Ken, stick with the politics you are, because if businesses move out and if they don't go out of the state, Westchester is prime real estate for them businesses to come. It's not stabbing Mamdani in the back, but hey, brother, if you want to be anti-business, Westchester's open for business.
Maybe that was already a plan.
Right? Listen, Ken ain't going to show his hand. When you know Ken Jenkins, he gonna be like, unless he start stuttering, then you know, you lying there, bro. You lying? I got you.
Shout out to Ken Jenkins.
Yes, love him.
We love you, Ken.
Exactly. Absolutely. But listen, it's great for Westchester. If you can fill up all those buildings on Westchester Avenue, God bless. That means more taxes coming, more jobs, and black people just got to get ahead of the curve and benefit from it. Hopefully, we got to get our stuff together. We got to be in position to benefit from any type of growth that might happen. Instead of looking out in Mars and in the stars, and while they building heaven right on the ground. And we miss out because we look in heaven in the sky. These folks building heaven right here. Right here. So
that's what happens when you're a consumer, right? You can't see it when you're in it. When you're in the cycle, you can't see it. No. Unless somebody nudges you out the cycle and you're like, oh, snap. That was there all the time? I pass that every day.
The Matrix.
Exactly. Like I used to have one of my partners at work, Schrober, man, that's my man. God bless you if you're watching. He watches from time to time. They used to call us Blade and Whistler from the Blade movie, because he looked just like the white guy that used to hang, that was Blade's partner. So at nighttime, we was the response. We was if they act up at night, we had to go in there and handle business. So they used to call us Blade and Whistler. And we used to always have these political conversations. You know, he was straight MAGA, but I had to tell him. I said, yo, man, you own a house? He was like, no. I said, you got business? He was like, no. I said, Trump more my president than he is yours.
Facts.
Because I benefit from the tax laws he put in, and I own a home. So I don't know what you're talking about. You know, and he was like, oh man, I never thought it that way. Yeah, brother. Yeah. So I mean, we need to, you know, find out our purpose. The corporate offices to apartments.
Yeah.
They might do that.
Yeah.
They might do that too. And guess what, Pat? That ain't no bad idea neither. That's not a bad idea. You know, I know. I listen. I know the restaurant I go to won't mind that. They all gonna be up in there on Westchester Avenue. They turn those into apartments. First of all, them apartments gonna be beautiful. They gonna be beautiful. That's like George Jefferson moving on up. You get up in one of those apartments. You know, either or. Yo, Bob, man, we ain't reading all that. Jesus Christ. Bob, you took up the whole screen. You can't even see it. Yo, look, Bob, man, like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Reason taxes are so low these days because Republicans to rich benefactors paying high rate. Bob, take that essay off. Bob
gonna have to be a guest. Bob gonna have to be up here as a guest, make a guest appearance.
We have to be producers. That bill is for producers. We gotta stop being consumers. We're the only people. What we are? We can't be victims. We can't be oppressed, and we spend $1.7 trillion with our oppressor. Who's the fool? Who's the fool?
It's a lot of confusion, though, right?
Exactly.
Because you sit down and you pray to God, right? Pray to God to answer your prayers. You know what God do? God plant a seed and place an idea in your head. And then what you do with that idea, you got to put some action behind it so it can manifest in reality. But if you confused, if you misinformed, if you don't believe it goes that way and you believe you're supposed to just pray and hope and pray and not pay attention to the idea and not move, you misinformed. What are you?
Well, this Sunday and everybody was in church earlier, it does say faith without works is dead. So you can have all the faith. You have to do the work. Like people always say that thing like, yo, without God, we can't. But the other part of that is without us, he won't. God's not going to do it for you. You have to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's not going to do it for you. So faith without works is dead. You can pray and pray and pray, but if there's no work with your faith, then your faith without works is dead. It says that in the Bible.
You faithless, basically.
Well, not. You know what? Not only that, man. The scriptures talk about even the Proverbs 31 woman was a businesswoman. Right? Even King David. What do you mean stop producing nonsense? Businesses. You think the white man is going to give us jobs? Do the Asian people give us jobs, Bob?
Nope.
They employ themselves. Even the immigrants that come over here, get in the community, they open up the store, they employ themselves. The only way black people are going to beat this system is start having businesses and stop teaching our children to go work for the white man and look for a black job. Let me tell you the hypocrisy. When Trump said black jobs, all these Negroes was talking about, I ain't got a black job. I ain't got a black job. I ain't got a black job. He got rid of DEI. Them niggas is begging for black jobs. That's the hypocrisy that we have, bro. We got to start focusing on businesses. There's 800,000 jobs that we could turn into businesses, especially in the trades, HVACs, electricians, plumbers. You turn those into businesses, employ yourself. Let's start working instead of looking for these white unions. Let's create a black labor union and the few black businesses we have, we start working with those brothers and sisters. We're 2% in Westchester County. Black businesses are only 2% in one of the richest counties in the nation. And you talking about, don't worry about being a producer. If you're not a producer, you become a slave.
So I do want to address one part of what he said. So when we do have businesses, we have to support them. Because the one part that he did say, but the one part he did say, places like Home Depot, corporations of Home Depot and Amazon, they expanded and they put a lot of the mom and pop businesses out of business. We don't support them. You might have to pay a little bit more than mom and pops. And they buy, wait, let me finish. So they're able to buy things at such a larger scale so they can sell it cheaper. You know what I'm saying? And the mom and pops business, they only can buy things on small, it costs more there. We have to support those businesses when they're there because it's right. The Home Depots and the Amazons do put the mom and pop, but we also are responsible for that because we go to Walmart and Amazon because we want deals instead of supporting that local mom and pop black business that's in our neighborhood. So there is a, part of that is on us as well too.
No, it's all on us. Ain't on nobody else. You don't listen. You don't say, look what the Asians are doing. They work with themselves. They don't even argue about anything. They mind their goddamn business, and they pool their resources and their monies go throughout their community before it leaves the community. The black dollar only stays in their community for an hour, according to Dr. Claude Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
whose
black
fault is
dollar
that?
goes right out of the community as soon as it gets in.
So whose fault is that? When we spend $1.7 trillion, we spend more money on bullshit than they operate the country of Mexico.
Well, part of the reason is we don't see ourselves as an asset, right? Like I know I told Damon this before. I believe everyone's an asset millionaire. And if you can't speak about your assets, how can I convince someone else that I have these assets? I'm not able to.
And right now, I agree with Michael Lamont Hill. AI is the closest thing a black man going to get to reparations or a black woman because it levels the playing field. To create something for yourself, get out there and do something for yourself. Pharaoh has let us go. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. All this whining and crying that we doing as a people, it ain't, no, we need to pool our resources. How can the migrant come over, barely speak English, and in 15 years take over damn near all of Ferris Avenue? When that used to be a black street.
The plight is different.
Exactly.
So Kwame said the rent also puts you out of business too. If we were pooling our money together, we can buy some of those buildings and house some of those black businesses. Again, that's on us. The money that we spend to fuel this economy. If we were able to pool some of that together, we can buy some of those buildings and we can, do a cooperative thing and have those black businesses run out of there. So we could do that ourselves, but we just got to know how to do it, and we got to pool our money together, like instead of spending money on everybody else. And that's more being a producer as opposed to a consumer. This economy thrives on us. The economy thrives on us as consumers. We feed the economy. All those corporations, they live off of us as consumers.
Bob, I'm not worried about white folks. Not at all.
To ensure that regulation ensure that actual happens. Taxing the most profitable business, or for tax incentives, regulation companies to 50% employed by corporations today. Small businesses are not able to replace those corporate jobs.
Well, no, that's because
having more banks would be great too. We used to have more.
Let me tell you,
we used to have more black banks, and we're able to make moves like that. And we need to get
the greatest time of the black economy, right, was about 1890 to 1965, before integration. Once we integrated with white folks, we lost our goddamn mind. And that's nothing against white people, right? Asians don't integrate with them. Jews don't integrate. I'm just saying facts. I'm not worried about white folks. I have respect for what they do. I'm not disrespectful. I'm not racist. I'm worried about Black America, because Asians worry about Asian Americans. Irish worry about Irish Americans. Italians worry about Italian Americans. They got Little Italy. They got business hubs of their own ethnic group and culture. We have to start thinking like that instead of being under this big umbrella. The big umbrella hasn't worked for black folks since integration. From economics to even family structure. 1965 black marriages was 75%. 35% black children were born out of wedlock. Now it's close to 80% children born out of wedlock. And some of these Negroes that I see on social media won't be satisfied till it's 100% children born out of wedlock. We have to get it together and stop trying to put everybody under the same umbrella. We have to stop it.
Good night, Pat. Thank you for tuning in. She said she's going.
And I'm not being racist. All right, have a good night, sis. I'm not trying, and it's not racism, it's survival.
You're absolutely right, because first of all, how can we blend in with a different race if we fully are not blended? I work with a lot of Africans and they don't think they are part of black people. I mean, they are, right?
but yeah.
Their behaviors, exactly. Their culture, their mindset, right? It's not supportive in uplifting each other. It's not supportive in empowering the, I don't want to say native black person, but a black person who was born and raised in America, because a lot of the Africans that I do encounter got here in their 30s and they bring their kids over. So it's again, how do we blend?
Damon stepped out the room and didn't even say nothing.
Yep.
I don't know what he just like, yo. He just was like, yo.
This is live.
Breaking. He didn't say nothing. He just like, yo.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, something. I don't know what the heck. I just looked. I'm like, wait, ain't no chair. I'm looking at the picture in the green room as you see a chair. Here you go.
I'm back.
I said, yo, you didn't say nothing. Yeah, it's like, yo, he just disappeared.
Somebody was at my door. I left my mailbox key in the mailbox.
Okay, you can judge
yeah, I go. I'm back. Yeah. But no, we got to do it. We got to have those conversations. I don't want to have deep conversations. I don't want to have that.
We've been having this conversation. We're on our 11-year anniversary, and we've been talking about the need for us to support our own and recycle our dollars. And this has been a theme that we've been saying for over 11 years, individually, probably way longer than that. But as Black Westchester in this show, we've been saying that. We brought people on the show. We used to have Rashad before he was Earn Your Leisure coming on here, talking about the importance of recycling our dollars and all that stuff. We used to have everybody. We used to do this, and it gets, it kind of gets at a point where, you can lead a horse. We try to bring a lot of information. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. It's like, hopefully we continue to bring you the information, but you have to receive it. You have to do something with it. Like, I mean, it does no good to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to receive it and you got to do. So a lot of situations, while there are a lot of structural situations and systemic racism and stuff, a lot of situations are self-inflicted in our community. And we have to take responsibility for our own and police our own communities and weed out the unnecessary stuff in our community. And we have to take a hold and dictate how things go in our communities. We have to do this. The Black community, somebody put in the comment, I don't feel like scrolling all the way back up. The only community that every other ethnic group can come in and open a business and then take the money outside of the community is the Black community. You couldn't go to little Chinatown or Little Italy and none of that. Go to Little Italy and try to open a restaurant tomorrow. See what happens. Go to Chinatown and try to open up a business. You know what I'm saying? Like but we don't, and we also don't have no code of conduct. And what I mean by that, we allow businesses to come to our cities and to our communities and do whatever they're going to do and treat us however they're going to treat us, and don't make them funnel some of that money back into the community. We allow them to make that money and take it out of our community, and we continue to support them. And then the few homegrown businesses we do have, we don't support. We don't support anybody who looks like us. In Mount Vernon, and we weren't talking about this, but I'm bringing this up too. In Mount Vernon, we got 2 Black developers that's been trying to do a great project for the community, and they are scrutinized more by Black people than all these white developers that come through and get 30-year pilots and ain't doing nothing to benefit our community, and them doing them affordable housing projects with Section 8 and putting all kinds of people in there and doing that. We have 2 developers in the community that for the greater part of 7 years or longer have been trying to do a project that would benefit the community. So they're from the community, and they get more resistance from us than they do anybody else. It's like we were at one of the town hall things they did, and we had people arguing them down, asking questions. We had never asked no white developer. That's how we do to ourselves.
First of all, the white developers had never had a forum.
Well, that part too.
Right. They just come in the city and build whatever they want. And Dr. Bob, AJ just gave you a historical perspective.
Hold on, this still happening currently, because I tried to open up a storefront on McLean Avenue, and you already know what area that is.
Oh boy!
And I was getting questioned out the kazoo, and I just wanted to open a wellness spa.
See, but that's the way it is. I mean, the historical perspective is that we were doing good before integration. We was doing very good. And I know people will say, well, you know what? They burnt down this and they attacked this and they attacked that. And yeah, but why haven't we built it again? We have more resources now. We have more resources in 2025 than we did in 1825.
Yeah, but
when
who's
they
keeping
had those
people
towns,
accountable? Who's keeping everybody accountable? Because I know plenty of financial institutions have community reinvestment funds. They have a whole strategic plan saying how much money they allocated to the fund, exactly what they want to do. But yet, when you go into the branch, your local branch, which is patronizing the people in the community, you go in the branch and you ask about community reinvestment, and it's like you're speaking a foreign language. So how do we tap in? Who are we supposed to go to?
Well, I think that comes from the people that we elected into office to sit down with these businesses and figure out what they're doing in the community. We just can't be. Like that's part of their job, not just kissing babies and going to Israel. That's part of their job.
Hold on, Goldman Sachs. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Quote some numbers from Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs said they wanted to spend, I believe, $43 million over 4 years, and every year they only spend 40% of their community reinvestment funding. So, what are you doing with the rest of the money?
They gave to Al Sharpton.
Must that Action Network.
They gave it to people that claim to represent us. So you said anything for us.
So you said Al Sharpton. So we had Byron Allen, the comedian. He owns a lot of the networks. We had him on the show, and he was, when it was the Time Warner Comcast potential merger, he was fighting for more Black channels on those networks, on those networks. And what they did is they created an African American advisory board that consisted of all of the organizations, the NAACP, the National Action Network, the Urban League, and all of them got 6-figure donations into their corporations. Al Sharpton went and signed a deal that led to more Black programming. And what Byron Allen was like, we were fighting for Black channels that we own. Like if Black programming on your channel means anytime I do something you don't like, you can kick me off your channel. He was fighting, and that's what. So the National Action Network, some of these groups got we did a whole article on it, got these 6-figure donations, and they ended up doing a deal for more Black programming. He was fighting for Black channels on those networks. You know what I'm saying? In those cable, Black channels that we control the everything. And we got sold out for Black programming on those white channels. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just like we shoot ourselves in the foot, and you can always find somebody who's supposed to represent all of us, and make sure you donate to their organization or pay them off and give them a large check, and they will sell us out. Like we support these are elected officials too. We support our elected officials who are receiving great funds from APAC and other organizations that don't have our interests at heart, because we don't support our elected officials. We don't put money. We don't got Black PACs so we can support our elected officials. So they get money where they get it from. Whoever you get in the major part of your money, once you get in office and when the phone rings, those people's calls get answered. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we get constituent services in our office in our community, but those people's calls get answered no matter what's going on, and whatever their issue is, that gets to the top of the list. And I'm gonna need you to vote for this. They put people in to support their issues. AIPAC put people in. AIPAC's issue was Israel, and AIPAC put candidates in that were supportive of Israel. And those who were not, like Jamal Bowman, who was a threat to that, they spent so much money to get him out of office. You know what I'm saying? We need to learn from that instead of complain. And we need to have our own little black packs, and we put the candidates that we want in these local offices, and they have to answer our calls. And if they don't do what we say, then we run somebody against them. Until we can move on that level, we're never going to get the things that we want. Nobody ever does anything for you because it's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like we were fighting for equality and police accountability. And you know how they shut black people up? They made Juneteenth a national holiday. All the protests and stuff that was going on before that, you ain't heard no more because everybody was happy because Juneteenth was a national holiday. We wasn't asking for that's what they do. They get us.
We got a day off.
And then all the black people celebrating. I'm like, but it's a national holiday. White people got that day off too now. Like that's not doing that for us. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We were fighting this
nigga shit.
This is after the This is after this is after the big George Floyd movement and police accountability and all that other stuff. Those were what all the marches were for. Accountability of our police, all the criminal justice reform. And what did we get? We got Juneteenth as a national holiday, and it shut all that down. And you ain't heard nobody complaining no more. And the marches start dying down less and less and less because we all got happy because we got Juneteenth. This is what they do. They throw us something small to keep us off of what we're fighting for. And we fall for the banana in the tailpipe every time. We take the crumbs.
Instant gratification.
I seen an interview with Master P, and he was saying that when he first came out, and the labels, they flew him to New York and California, and they offered him like $2-3 million, and he turned them down. And all the people in the hood, like, why you turn them down? He said, if they're calling me and flying me up and telling me and giving me offering me $2-3 million, I'm worth 30.
That part.
And he understood that, and he would not sell his whole thing for the $2 and $3 million. Like, it's a whole interview. You can Google this, and it's a whole interview, and it's real deep coming from Master P, like how he moved and how he set up how he ended up getting. So now he didn't get, he got a distribution deal as opposed to a label deal. A distribution, you control everything, and they're just distributing you. You understand what I'm saying? So as opposed to a record deal or a label deal, you know what I'm saying? He got a distribution deal because he understood his worth. Right, knowing your worth. So we don't understand that. We have to know our worth, and we can't just sell out for, it might be a nice big number that we ain't never seen before. But if you know your worth and you know your worth is way more than that, you hold out until you get that. Or you can continue doing what you're doing the way you're doing it. So we don't move that way. And until we move that way, it doesn't matter who is in office. It doesn't matter who is in Washington. It doesn't matter who is in the local city halls and stuff like that. We don't move that way. And we're never going to get taken serious on that level.
Well, Keisha made a great point that a lot of people don't even know what the government actually does.
Because we don't teach civics no more.
Well, I mean, look, I've been around black men that know LeBron James's stats since he was in high school, but don't know who their county legislator is.
Right.
Or don't know who their state assembly is or their state senator is.
And what they actually do.
Right. And just know who they are first. Let's just get to that. Let's just get to that. Listen, dude, because a lot of times you're dealing with surface level Negroes, right? So you got to start at the surface, or as the great radio host used to say, you got to put it where the goats can get it. You got to put it so low and so simple, right? So let's just start them knowing who they are, And AJ, I tell you all the time, I'm a different dude because I get a bowl of popcorn and watch the Senate hearings. I'm not watching grown-ass men put a goddamn ball in a basket. A dog can do that. A monkey can do that. The power is in the houses of legislation. That's why I talk a little different, because I'm not watching all that other shit. Right? We have to know what's going on, because if we don't, you allow the same politician that got his ass torn out on the floor come out to the mic and blame the other side. When you say, wait a minute, bro, you just got worn out in a debate on the floor. How are you blaming the other side when you couldn't even answer the questions the other side was asking you? So we have to empower. We got to change our mindset. Malcolm said, everything in our lives, politics affects. Everything in our lives. So when we don't understand what's going on, we get played. Even we get played by the people that we vote for, that smile on our face, that claim that they represent us. And that's the sad thing about it, because if you look at Obama's presidency, right, the black economic wealth gap widened under Obama. It didn't shrink. We got poorer under the black president, but yet he made a deal to send Israel $8 billion a year for the next 10 years, but we couldn't get reparations. Or even an executive order to recognize that the descendants of slaves deserve some type of reparations. How the hell the first black president is not going to do that for us? Then you got Wes Moore, the governor of Maryland, vetoes a bill to just study reparations and give an apology from the state of Maryland. He vetoes it. These Negroes ain't working for us, AJ.
I just said that.
Like this is amazing. Mm-hmm. What is black people voting for? Just because we hate Trump? He ain't gonna be in the White House forever. It looked like he might not even make the end of his term. The man up all 24 hours a day. What are we going to do after Trump gone? Who are we going to hate next? To take us off that our communities look like hell. Who are we going to hate next? They're going to make the new devil, J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio. And let me tell you something. Y'all think these Latinos is your friends in arms? Watch how they flip on you to put Marco Rubio in the White House. Whether it's as president or vice president, them Latinos get it. We're gonna put one of ours in there. Mm-hmm. It's just gonna be like with the white women. Oh my God, we thought white women was with us. No, they went and voted for Trump family values. They didn't want to be a boss chick, a baby mama. They wanted a husband. They wanted a man to go out here and get a job and take care of his family. They didn't want a grown-ass adult living in their basement with a bachelor's or a master's degree. They want him to get the hell out the house. That's what he spoke to. Then we get upset. We are on our own. I'm going to keep saying it. Watch the president election. Watch all the Cubans and all the Latinos. They're going to be having all them Rubio signs. You be like, damn, Damon called it. Yeah, I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. I think he's Cuban too. Forget about
it. So two things. One, yeah, we know.
Forget about it.
We're familiar with who L. Joy Williams is, the new president of the New York State Conference. I'm part of the Mount Vernon chapter. Larnez and Keisha that's on and Dr. Bob are part of the Yonkers chapter. So we had her come down to White Plains, Greenberg to address all the Westchester chapters. Yeah, we definitely know who she is. Secondly, Bob sent something on the transformation of Black communities since integration. It's a chart. I sent it to your phone. Look at that and see. He wanted to see if you could put it on the screen or something. But I just sent it to you. But yeah, we have to do a better job. We have to take care of ourselves. We have that in us. Doctor, rest in peace. Mr. Hafiz, Brother Hafiz Muhammad used to come on the show a lot. The former student minister of Mosque Number 7. And he was like, the quickest way to get a Black person to spend their money is to tell them you don't want it. Your money is not welcome here. And they'd be like, no, my money's just as good as the white man money, and you're gonna break your neck to prove you're good enough to spend your money there. They don't want you. They don't want you. Like, we need to spend our money where they want us. Where they treat us. But that's the quickest way to get a Black person. You can't do that to no other group of people. They won't spend money with you. They will support themselves. But we will break our neck to give you our money to prove we're good enough to take our money.
I saw Jim Jones. He posted something. He was in a Gucci store, Louis Vuitton store. Yes. And I'm like, dude, leave.
They disrespected him and everything.
Go to another store. That's all you have to do. Then spend your money in another store. I would never spend my money. Okay. Blow them up on social media so they know you just got blown up. I'll tag Gucci, tag all those people, and then I'll go to another store. And then I will call. Let me tell you, last year, we had a flood in the house. We spent 3 months in the Opus Hotel in White Plains, Marriott Opus. And my family got disrespected. They literally called the police on us, and I had to check the cop. You got the wrong Black family here. And they realized it, and they got the fuck out of there. But the fact that they literally called the police on us on a dispute on a bill, I went all out until the manager got fired. Because you're not gonna treat me. Even though the insurance paid for it, we stayed there 100 days. You know how much money the Marriott made? 100 days. And you're not gonna treat me like that. And I'm never going back to that Marriott. I'm never going back. But they ended up getting rid of the manager anyway. But at the end of the day, we just can't.
We went back for Ken's party.
He's talking about staying. He's talking about staying there for 100 days.
I'm talking about staying there. But you know what's crazy? We was there for so long. First of all, that type of living was just insane, right? It's just insane. Anyway. When I pull up in the truck, I get out. The parking guy's like, because I'm staying there so long. I know everybody, But at the end of the day, I wasn't going to be disrespected, and we shouldn't be disrespected by an institution, and we shouldn't have. But that's what we do as Black people. You're going to take my money. I'm going to prove to you. No, you just go on. But see, that's that integration mentality. I could have never lived as an adult in the 60s, and someone's going to tell me, you're going to go in this shop, you're going to order something, and then you're going to get beat up. I told Dr. Martin Luther King, you don't lost your goddamn mind. Because someone's going to get shot. I can't see it. I know what the reason and what was the method behind all that stuff. And even the bus boycott. Do you know that there were brothers that was willing to create a bus company and Martin Luther King and them turned it down. You couldn't just make them sweat. You would have broke them.
Well, that's why they ended the strike. They ended the strike. They changed
who,
it because
who was
they
funding Martin Luther King?
Supposed to bring broke, huh?
Who was funding Martin Luther King?
There was a lot of different. Well, it was a lot, right? But it was a lot of. At that time, there were a lot of actors, and James Brown and all them was funding a lot of the civil rights. Harry Belafonte was a big funder of Martin Luther King Jr. You know, and that's what I didn't understand. Like back then, the entertainers fund the music. The entertainers gave the soundtrack.
Funded the movement and was the soundtrack of the movement.
Right. These days,
Nina Simone is another one that doesn't get credit. She's
at all. Matter of fact, Nina Simone, they done took her whole legacy from her family because they're not even operating her. What you call it? I'm missing the word. I got a brain fart.
Her estate.
Yes, her estate. That's the word. Thank you. Her estate. They done took it away from her granddaughter because that's who I thought was who was running her estate. Wow. And they had a big lawsuit.
And props to the Yonkers branch of the NAACP. Keisha said they're working on it. Yo, one of my biggest things was like the NAACP. I used to be very critical of the NAACP and not doing anything. The only branch that I knew and Damon was part of was the White Plains Greenberg at the time. Lena Anderson was the only one I used to see out there doing anything, coming to stand with the issues, coming at the press conferences and stuff. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Yonkers, the new administration in the Yonkers, NAACP, the New Rochelle, NAACP, and Peekskill. And I'm starting to see a little bit more of that energy. And Yonkers is leading the way. So I just want to give props to props is due. Yonkers is actually and then they brought back Karen, and you bring back Karen. Karen led the NAACP. She's about that. She's about that. Like, I told Larnez, I said they're building a team. They're building a strong team.
Super duper triple OG Karen Edmondson, who took down the police department by herself, brought the DOJ in and straightened it all out, made them wear name tags. Y'all better put these damn name tags on so we know who you are. Karen did all that by herself. It was insane. She doesn't get the props that she deserves in doing that, because I got stories where Negroes wouldn't support her. I was at the meetings when these so-called icons in the Black community wasn't doing anything. I was there.
When we had an issue with Mount Vernon that we was fighting for, somebody's rights being violated, she came to the press conference in Mount Vernon. She hadn't been doing nothing in a while. She came out of retirement, came to stand with us and spoke on that issue. She came. I mean, she's about that life. So I'm just saying, I hope the other branches see what Yonkers is doing and takes a step out of it and encourages them to do more. Because sometimes you have to see it when it's not being done. Like you said, it's like the older people, like Lena's not running Greenberg no more. She was the one that was about it. She was out there. You know what I'm saying? That was mostly because of us and mostly because of you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm seeing what Keisha is doing. I see what the Colemans were doing and what Keisha's doing now, and the sister from New Rochelle, and Priscilla, the sister from Peekskill. And
I just want to say something. I just want to make sure Karen get her flowers, because a lot of y'all black cops that y'all have in Yonkers wouldn't have been hired if it wasn't for Karen.
Absolutely. So I'm saying her being part of this.
Let me finish. There was some black leaders in Yonkers that didn't follow up on the Department of Justice first consent decree to make sure they had the correct numbers when the DOJ told Yonkers to have it. I know I was there. I was in those meetings. And then people got mad at me and said, well, why are you in Yonkers? I said, because I'm the Northeast region representative of the National Black Police Association. And the last time I checked my map, Yonkers is in the Northeast region of the nation. That's the last time I checked my map, bro. So I go wherever I want to go. But I came out there because there was a few people that didn't want to support Karen and what she was doing. There was a few black men at that time got mad at me because I was supporting Karen and what she was doing. But what she did was great for the city because it changed the police department. It brought accountability to the police department. It told some of those old buggers that they had to leave. I'm not saying it's perfect, but she need to get her flowers for that. And a lot of times people don't recognize her for that.
Right. And the beautiful thing with Keisha bringing her back, you know that expression, young people for war, older people for counsel. We keep looking for the older people they put their time in, their blood, sweat, and tears. Karen put her time in, her blood, sweat, and tears. Someone younger like Keisha is now running it and bringing Karen back for counsel. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's very important. Aisha Cook, I said Aisha Cook in New Rochelle, and I forgot James in Port Chester, right? I forgot that. But yo, that's what's so dope about that dynamic, and I wanted to bring attention to that because you bringing back somebody who's about that life, but she can advise you and the younger people coming up behind her on how to move, and that's we need the older elders. We don't need to count on them to fight no more because they fought their fight. We need to fight, but use them for counsel, and that looks like what Yonkers is doing. So Yonkers is becoming the map, the roadmap to what the other branches need to be doing.
Well, I'm just glad that I'm connected to Keisha because when we are sitting at this table and we are creating the steps that we need to take and we should take, I'm learning so much. That's all I can say. It's a lot of politics in Yonkers that is different from the city, right? And when she break it down and explain to me, I'm like, what? It's bananas. So I'm super grateful for Yonkers NAACP organization, and I'm super grateful for Keisha leading the way right now.
And shout out to the sister in New Rochelle, Aisha Cook. She she took over in New Rochelle, and when Mark was in the hospital, when he was president, she stepped up, Damon, for the Jarrell Garrett's situation, and she was there fighting that fight with them and standing with Jarrell Garrett's family. You know what I'm saying? And then now she's the president now. So she was about that life. I introduced her to one of the events we were at. She about that life too. And it's good to see this movement. It excites me a little bit, and hopefully we get it together and Mount Vernon a little bit too. But that's a story for another day. But but you know what I'm saying. So, but just giving flowers, respect where respect is due. We don't do that. We don't give people their flowers, and I wanted to do that. And we're gonna get to the last words.
Okay, runs into the hour. We have to have this conversation because what did white people earn? What did white people earn when black people earned $9.42? What does white people earn now that you say black people earn $37.99? Are we close or are we still far? Because I know we're still far.
The average hourly wage for blacks today is $37.99.
And
I ain't never seen that.
What area?
What? So Bob, I just wanted to ask you.
You're on blackdemographics.org. Mm-hmm. You're pulling from blackdemographics.org.
No. So I just like, is that supposed to be like a national average? Because I know that doesn't equate to like Lower Westchester, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, and Yonkers. I know that's not hell, even in New York City, there's people that ain't making that. So I don't know what those numbers. What are they talking about? A national or medium income? What are they basing that on? But we coming to the close of the show. Bob can just send me that information later, and I'll look at it. I'm sure my phone's gonna ring when we get off the air. So,
and please share that information with me also, because
I absolutely will.
Well,
but I don't know.
But at the end of the day,
shout out to the Austin chapter. I ain't mention everybody. I was just talking about the ones that was doing it the most thorough.
But listen, hold on a second. The white wealth is still 7 to 8 times higher than blacks. Whether even you get the number from 9 to 37, white folks are still 7 to 8 times more. That's my point, bro. You could say we advanced, but have we gotten close to white folks? That's my point. When we were closer before integration, as far as businesses, money turning in, and generational wealth.
Well, he agreed. Like, we're gonna end with y'all agreeing. I fully agree. Blacks trail behind whites in the
that has been my point.
Right,
listen,
right.
Malcolm said, wait, hold on. Malcolm said, just because you pulled a knife out my back 2 inches, the goddamn knife is still in my back.
So we're gonna move. We passed 8 o'clock. So we're gonna end that topic. We're gonna end that topic on the fact. We're gonna end that topic on y'all agreeing. At one point,
Jonathan Newton texts. He had to call. He had to go to the local jail and do his job. So hopefully next week.
We definitely have. He's always welcome. But I just wanted to. I don't know if Damon wanted to hit anything else before we leave. I wanted to again welcome our sister Larnez, who is the newest addition to Black Westchester Presents the People Before Politics.
Thank you.
I know her name because y'all have been commenting heavily on all the articles that she's been writing for the last few months. Yo, she writes an article, Damon, be like 12 comments in the first 2 hours. I'd be like, she gives a lot of feedback off her articles. So she's joining us to, bring another lens, because we started out with a sister on the show as well. It can't just be 2 men on the show. You got to have a sister. You got to have a sister in the show. So she's gonna represent that. But I'm looking forward to having these conversations. I want to give you last words. What did you think of your first show? Or anything you want to say to the people? Anything?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for the comments. Thank you for wanting to read my lens, because I don't be thinking people want to hear what I got to say, because I think I'm the only person thinking this. So I'm super grateful for this opportunity. I'm super grateful for both of you. I'm going to be soaking up so much information like I did today. Thank you, Dr. Bob, Keisha, and everybody else who was dropping gems that I'm soaking up. I loved it. This is great. I was excited because, I'm not going to say the N word. I was excited when I got here. Heart was beating fast, but it cooled down. It was a smooth transition, and I can't wait till next week.
And you getting all kinds of accolades. As soon as you got on, as soon as you came across the screen, people was like, "Oh, Larnez." It was like, some people say. So we're gonna show her how to put this on her Facebook page. So every week you can watch it on her page too. All those that follow her y'all can be watching it live on her page. So we're gonna make sure we're gonna show her how to do that. And definitely welcome you. A great addition to the show. Shout to Kobe Jenkins who definitely recommended you. I had thought about you as well, and then but she recommended you to Damon, and Damon followed up, and that's what's going on. So thank you for everybody who's tuned in. Yo, we rock. We've been giving you this real talk for the community since 2014. You know what I'm saying? We're still standing. All the people we've survived. We definitely that show. We're not afraid to say it. We're gonna say what others are thinking, but afraid to say it. If you are abusing your power and our community, we're going to hold your feet accountable. We're gonna do what we do. We're going to continue doing. This is Black Westchester News with the Black point of view. Damon, any last words? And then we out.
Nah, man. Nah, Larnez. This is it. We great conversation, man. You know, I wish John would have came on because he has we'll try to hopefully he won't get called to go to the local county jail and because somebody got locked up next Sunday. But he definitely wanted to come on today and something happened. So thanks everybody that's watching on X, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Thanks everybody that's watching, and we will see y'all. Y'all next week.
Also, everybody who left them comments, great show and all that. Share this. Leave a comment. Make sure you leave your comments. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe and share this with everybody else. So you know what I'm saying. This is what we do. So thank you for holding us down. And until next week, peace.
Peace out.
Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaigns, we've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic, Black America first. Got a sweet tooth? Come to Cupcake Cutie Boutique in Mount Vernon, where every day is a reason to celebrate. Fresh homemade cupcakes baked with love. Stop by 8 South 6th Avenue and taste the cuteness today. Rep the movement. Get your official Black Westchester merch today. Hoodies, tees, and more at blackwestchestermerch.shop. Where your voice make a statement. Damon K. Jones exposes the lies and challenges the gatekeepers in Black politics in his powerful book, Emotional Politics and Logical Failure. Black America needs fewer emotions and more outcomes. Our communities deserve better. On sale now, get the book or audiobook on Amazon, From the Streets of Westchester to the Heart of Hip Hop. Discover A.J. Woodson's powerful collection. Black Westchester, the origin story. We got our own thing. Hip hop from the 9, 1, 4, and Black Westchester celebrate Black women of Westchester. Available now at blackwestchester.com and on Amazon. Get your copies today. Tolerance is for Cowards by Damon K. Jones. This book is not anti-police, it's pro-community. Discover how the extended policing strategy empowers you to demand real public safety, justice, and accountability from your local police department. Because the Black community deserves good policing. On sale now on Amazon and Audible. Discover Jesus and Divine Black Masculinity by Damon K. Jones. This a bold blueprint to restore faith, manhood, and purpose in Black America. Because the Black community needs good Black men. Available now on Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Big thank you for the Super Chat support. We appreciate your help in keeping the conversation and independent Black media strong. Black Westchester, it's the news with the Black point of view.
This is the People Before Politics show, broadcast every Sunday at 6 p.m. Hosts Damon K. Jones and AJ Woodson bring you the news that impacts our community. Join us for unfiltered, unapologetic coverage of the stories that matter most. Black Westchester Magazine presents The People Before Politics show, the news with the Black point of view.